This is it. This is it. This is it. This is it. I only have 16% left, and do you know how many times? There isn't anyone to call. I called. I made all the calls. I got all the letters and all the documentation. I've been working on it. I had to be my own ombudsman, my own lawyer, my own doctor, my own psychiatrist, my own support worker, my own legal advocate, my own everything. Yeah. So I'm a little mad at God. My own my own lone wolf and doing everything legal, not lethal. I could have done so many things. People could have been killed because of me. I've never used my powers and my connections and the respect I have and how things really work on the streets. You don't to do anything or have anything done to anyone that I could have. I could get things done to the smo, but I'm not like that. It's not worth it. What satisfaction would having anything done to anyone give me? It doesn't. Not at all. And no amount of money ever meant anything to me. I just wanted to be a good mom. I never thought I would amount to being fucking anything anyway. Surprise, surprise. I went to post-secondary for 7 years with a 92% average. I gave my life for my kids. I was an excellent mother. I did everything that I never signed up for, and I just wanted to be a good mom and have a simple life. And that's just it. Just really down to earth. Not materialistic, and just be a good mother. Be something wasn't even on the radar. I was not supposed to do that. I've already been something and then some, but the wrong people, the wrong people won't give me the ability to explain anything that far. They won't even give me the ability to not die or fight for my life. And I've asked, do you know how many times I've been to the hospital? Do you know how many times I phoned Aish emergency income support? Or do you know how many times I've gone to a doctor to ask for help? Do you know how many times I've made calls to people that I don't want to talk to? Do you know how many times I've been so desperate? Do you know how many times I've asked for help? Thinking I would get it the first or second time or the third time or the fourth time being desperate, and the fifth and sixth time being at a point where I'm going to die, and the seventh and eighth time I'm already dealing with more compounding problems, and I can't even have a phone most of the time, where I'm running out of cell phone charge so many times. And you know what it takes out of a person to just try to explain things in bits and pieces, to never get anywhere but some food and rides, if I'm lucky, which I appreciate, but to get the little bit of help that I have had, huge for the three people that have, and my son, but to get that amount of help, I've had to just explain and then listen to comments and deal with their emotions and feel it and understand that, and just get that amount of help is taking just everything out of me. It causes me just the worst trauma to do and anxiety, and to just beg and plead for the resource people, the agencies, and the doctors, and the lawyers, and just the people that are really at the front of the line to do things that I really need to have done, or to not die, and to just get denied over and over and over again for no reason other than policy, or I don't want to, or they don't do this, or whatever reason. Just desperately trying to describe what condition I'm in. Well, look, I couldn't even be left alone at the hospital, to be lying down on my side, out of the way, on my penalty sign that's in a contractor being right out of the way, when I'm telling them over and over and over again, I have a doctor's letter saying I can't walk, stand, or sit. It causes me severe pain, among other medical conditions. It takes precedence. Nobody wanted to read the fucking letter, and I was told you could hear it on my post. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Their policy, according to the peace officers and the nurses, were all fine in the end. But there was a couple of peace officers that would just come at me. Every shift, I could never relax enough to even get any rest. And then it was noisy, and I could deal with that. The autism is not a problem unless somebody makes it a problem. This would be impossible for anyone. And I am 100% nothing wrong with me. And there's no other decision that I could have done better. Nothing. I have done nothing wrong. In 4 years, nothing. Not a fucking thing wrong, but been vulnerable and have no support because my mom died and because I lived my life around my kids and required to do everything that I didn't sign up for and I didn't develop the friendships that I could have developed. It was a church on Sunday, non-drinking, non-drug, using mom and wife and worker that went through really hell, but I stayed in it for my kids to give them a good life. I didn't have any time or ability to develop friendships that were not as important to me as what I already had responsibilities for. I missed weddings and birthdays and opportunities to have some social supports. And I didn't have family to begin with. I don't have any relatives except my mom. That's it. And she died. So when I had to flee, and I'm an obsessive stalker that I couldn't get rid of, that desecrated my life just for fun. And my daughter telling him where I am, and that being my backstory. And then the EPS taking advantage of my vulnerability. And anybody that's a predator taking advantage of my vulnerability. And the people at the front of the line not wanting to do anything. My doctor has, my pharmacist has. There's been workers that have gone out of their way. I'm not saying I've never got any help, but at the end of the day, to get that help has never done anything more than what? Caused me so much stress and anxiety and effort and money just to get that. And made me hate myself and been shut down. And just people aren't, inappropriate from, I can't. Just to get that much has caused me a whole bunch of other problems. And this has not done anything, has it? I'm sorry, folks. If I could have just had the one thing I needed, it's just a safe, secure, permanent, drug-free, non-chaotic, feasible, nice, affordable place to be. Like I always had, no problem having ever once in 4 years. This would not be a thing. Well, that's it. There's no point. I can't call and beg and plead and beg and plead. And what am I supposed to say now? I don't have any power left. I gotta save a little bit for my flashlight. This isn't gonna turn out well. I can't see in here. And I don't need anything to catch on. I'm going to die trying. If I accidentally die in an actual fire in a dumpster, and because of clusterfucks, things are going to fall over. I already lit a bag on fire that I had to pull away. This is the only thing keeping me warm, the only thing that's giving me light. I don't know. I can't put anything anywhere and to make it make sense. I can't, and I'm moving things around to get comfortable, which I can't do even when I am able to have that not be a problem. The ability to get more comfortable, it's just fucking on a mattress isn't even possible, just let alone in a dumpster where I can't even take my basic things that I had in that little quiet room to do this again, because it was really that crucial to just get me the fuck out of there, not call anyone for help, not give me an opportunity to do fuck all, not make it at least where the walker was an issue and not work me up more. to just discombobulate me completely and shatter my nerves, to make me be focused on trauma, just not even be able to think clearly and have to get out of that situation. You know, not do anything. What's the peace about that? What the fuck? Like, what in the actual fuck? This is gonna take, if I had the one thing that I need, I could make huge differences and I would never stop. I would do this in a heartbeat to hold these people accountable, because I'm not the only one they're doing this to. I'm just a poster child for it. This is why people die in dumpsters, and people die freezing to death under bridges, and people die of fentanyl overdoses, and people lose their limbs from frostbite. I have seen people all over the homeless Edmonton just lose their toes, their fingers, their hands, and they're just sitting there. Like, I've complimented them how strong and tough they are. I'm sorry, but I'm not. I have nothing to focus my attention on now other than what? Pissing myself and dying with no dignity either? Fuck that. I'm gonna go pee in the corner. At least try to die with some dignity. Not piss my pants or some lack of effort here. You'll be well laid out where I did everything I could. God, just let me die already. Because this would be understandable to my son. But I want to be able to pay him back. I want to be able to post these things on YouTube. I want to be able to get this out there and pay him back. I want to be able to make sure that the people and the names and the specific things are out there so that these people are held accountable. And there's enough going so that if I do die, my son is paid back and he understands, and it's a natural death and it's livable with him without destroying him. And there's enough out there on the go that the batons can be passed before I'm done. If there's any lack of information other than homeless girl found in dumpster, dead. Dumpster fire, dead. He wouldn't even be able to identify me at this point. My dental records wouldn't match fuck all. I need to have my teeth done forever. Everything would be burnt up. My DNA is not on record. Wouldn't even be identified. It'd just go missing. My son would just think I disappeared and killed myself. That's it. Bye. I love you. There's no point in telling him where I'm at now. Either way, if I say anything or I don't, it traumatizes him. I just don't ever want him to think I disappeared.